welcome everyone. Week 31 of Show Me Your Medals. We're back quicker than normal because the podcast went out on Friday due to some technical difficulties. So, yeah, short space of time, not really a week. So, week 31, which happens to be my age as well.
Yeah, you're still a liar, man.
Your age 14 years ago, right?
It was my age at one point in time, right?
Right. That's like every week we've had, basically.
Technicalities are real.
Anyways, who wants to go first?
I'll get mine out of the way. 3-0 comprehensive win, Bournemouth. Do you know what? They played well. Bournemouth actually played well first half. Kept us quiet. We needed a fake penalty. It was a fake penalty. That was... I'm not sure if it was a dive, but I guess from the referee's perspective, maybe it was slightly... Would you call it dangerous play? It was a foul. I think it was a foul, but it wasn't one of them fouls where if it happened the other way around, I'd be quite mad about it. So
I think it's when you say it's a foul, but it should be one of those things. In order for them to stamp out kind of diving and players playing for the penalty, they need to be not given. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
If referee's going to give that, it's what
it has to be consistent.
It's what leads to all these players, trailing their legs out, and then you making the attacker making contact with the defender to get a penalty, and refs are falling for it, so they're not going to stop. You know what I mean? But
they didn't fall for it in Bayern, so
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it happens all the time, though.
Mm.
So I do agree. To stamp it out, they really need to stamp it out. But I think with VAR, you can tell right now these days. So you might fool the ref. But it can't fool
it's
VAR.
just an opinion, though, isn't it?
But it's the same thing. The VAR will look at it, and the VAR is not going to say, "Oh, ref, you made a mistake here," because VAR is looking at it, and there's contact. Get what I mean? So VAR is going to be like, "Yeah, but it'd be more." I don't know. It's one of those.
It's the laws of the game, right? They're playing to the laws of the game, which I personally didn't feel like that was a pen, but I don't know. 3-0 win, comprehensive. On to the next one. We just need to keep winning now.
It's looking all right, though. It's looking all right. Like you say, if you keep winning 2 more games, it's that's all you can do, and you just pray for something.
That's all you have to do. Keep winning.
I mean, we've got United next, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Keep winning.
Speaking of United, it's time to go, isn't it? It's time to go. Like that AFTV guy, it's time to go. I mean, I saw a clip like. They got 4 games left and at the FA Cup or whatnot. Do you make that change and be like, get out of here? And then, you get that small little, not even new manager amount, but a new kind of energy and play that. I mean, I don't know how many clubs have done it. I mean, Spurs did it with the League Cup final one. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm saying that's fantasy land. But, it's something to think about. Oh, my God. It's indefensible. I mean, Palace... 4-0, like, you take a competitive game, right? But 4-0, you literally got smashed out of the park. It's yeah.
I don't think you're missing a lot of players, though.
Yeah, well, we're missing a lot of players. The defence was Casemiro and Evans at the back. But that's not, it's still not a good enough excuse because, look, like Liverpool back in the day, I think Henderson had to slot in C-back, right? For ages. They did all right. There's a reason behind it, yeah. I mean, it's a makeshift centre back, but then again, it comes back to a club like United shouldn't be in that position to be playing. You're Casemiro and Evans, who's I keep saying Evans is really old, but he's actually only 36. But Casemiro, he was like dog shit that game. He should probably show his age. I don't think he showed age. It's just the lack of drive. Just checked out. The lack of drive and energy was just there. Like, even though his mistakes, right, he kind of done them, and he just turns around and just like whatever. Do you know what I mean? And then when he lost that ball, he should have been losing that ball. It made no sense. He had control of it. He was shielding it. I don't know what he tried to do, and the guy just nicked it off him. Like almost customer was like, yeah, whatever, take it. Like it reminded me, Gary Neville when he retired. He was playing the game, right? And then he just came off the pitch and he's like, shit, I'm not made for this no more. And he retired that next game, you know what I mean? He retired mid-season. And he literally came out and he was getting...
West Brom.
Does anyone know who's against?
West Brom.
Is it West Brom, yeah?
Yeah, West Brom.
And then he was just getting skinned. And it's like, literally, like, I don't... I think it was halfway through the season or whatnot. Quite a lot of the season.
Yeah, he just retired like that.
And literally just retired like that. And it literally would be like, mind you, our friend, when we play football, like, well, I went to Yat, yeah. So, you don't play football no more. And he's like, do you know what? When I go, yeah, and all these youngsters are there, yeah, I'm just so tired and I just can't keep up. So it's always like that. It's like, you know, you just know, like, one day, you're just like, man, this ain't man. That's Casemiro. Like, what it's looking like. You get me? I don't know if he would go elsewhere and carry on playing or whatnot, but that is what it looked like. Like, he's just not that Real Madrid Casemiro of that midfield trio is gone. But I think United's just killed it. It's killed his drive. But that's that. Onana was poor again. Who scored that goal from outside the area? It looked good, huh?
They were all savable.
Yeah, they're all savable. But that one, the one he shot at, it looked good because it pelted it. But Onana's just like a camera merchant. You get me? He's like, oh, I'm gonna dive to make it look good, and if he saves it, it would have looked sick. But I'm literally, it almost felt like he can just take one step and just like catch the ball out of the air. Do you know what I mean? It felt like that. He made it look better than it was by diving and hardly moving anywhere. But it's not just him. And they just walked through the defense. Like the first goal, I don't know if it was the first goal, but at least they just just opened up like
Moses,
like
isn't it?
Like a girl in Times Square, mate. Just opened up a wheel like that, and it's like, come in, invite, have some of this, and that's another subtopic anyway. But if like we keep saying, they're shit, man. I saw a funny thingy on Twitter, and it's like the Brazilian scout for United must be proper dog shit, and then it just listed all of them, and they've got like the Silva brothers, Andres Pereira, got Fred, Alex Telles, Casemiro, and Anthony. So it's like not a single one has banged on those the Brazilians, but United.
Yeah, I understand you got a lot of injuries, but I don't think you can blame that because, like, the sort of basics in defending, keeping it tight, that's at all levels. If you play, like, if you go down to lower levels like League One, National League, they know how to stay compact, make it hard. It doesn't matter about what defenders you got. You just make it really difficult for the.
Someone needs to slot in and just step up, right? You get what I mean? They need to be culture directed correctly, and it just doesn't seem like that's happening. Like
I can't understand because obviously Ten Hag's a coach, right? And he's coached before, and I don't.
He said that he coached it though, Dave. He said that he's coached it. He said on the post.
He said that he likes being open. The way he plays, like he like. In the transition, they're open, but because they're more attacking, that's a result of that. But that's I don't know. Then he's too stubborn to change it, right?
Yeah, he's just stuck it. I don't know, man. It's
just shit, man.
Before the season can't get any worse, but there's more surprises. You know what I mean? Like Palace, like
I think
if it's Arsenal next week, 4-0 would make sense. Crystal Palace, man. I mean, I know they're playing well, and Mateta's been on fire, but you literally got played out of the park.
Dave, we called it in our predictions, though. We're going to say United got to get back.
Finally won. Yeah. I mean, I think I predicted a draw as well, so I weren't like overly confident or whatnot. But
I think that's because United are awful away from home.
Yeah,
there's this. It's a third time this season you conceded 4 away. Like that's not a team on the up, right?
Been battered all season.
Remember
Bournemouth beat us 3-0. Bournemouth beat us 3-0. Brighton beat us 4-0. Newcastle 3. All those Coventry scoring 3 is I don't know. It's Onana as well. It starts from him as well, man. I'm telling you, man. That guy's is one of the worst.
Yeah.
The guy is sitting at home laughing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're one of the new owners watching that, you must think, "Fucking hell, man! I need to get rid of this guy."
Everyone needs to go, man. Manager needs to go. Everyone needs to go. I don't even know who stays. Like even Casemiro, they're Asian. Varane's Asian. All the left back, Van Bissaka, Dalot, not great. Who's there? Bruno. I mean, guess Rashford needs to go. Højlund, too young. It's no one. Anthony, dog shit, man. Worst Brazilian of ever. So there's no positives.
Worse than Fred, yeah.
Worse than Fred, probably. Fred. There's no positives, but remember, we're hanging on the fantasy of United winning FA Cup, and then it'll be a successful season. Okay, so we'll see.
I can't believe you still got a shot in that.
Exactly.
You got City. Yeah, you got City.
Mm.
You're gonna step
Put
up.
some money on like 7-0 or something like that. But remember, each time we bet on those big teams banging up United, United brings up something like Liverpool.
It does. The only thing about say at City, if Arsenal win the league, then they have to win the FA Cup. Otherwise, they win bugger all, right?
Yeah.
So
either way, it's the Manchester derby. They'll both play out their skin. So anything can happen.
United might turn up, but then
exactly.
But again, it just paints over the cracks, right?
Still, we'll take it. Here it comes to
it's show me your medals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper show me your medals.
Proper United.
All right.
What about Liverpool? 4-0 up to Spurs.
You know what?
No, 4-2.
4-2. Yeah, they're 4-0 up and then
4-0
goes.
4-0 with 70 minutes to go, but I didn't actually watch it because I told you I'm done with it. And even my prediction, I said a draw. But that screwed me up, which I'll tell you about later. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a draw, and I definitely didn't watch it. And I kept an eye on the score, as you do, and I thought, oh, yeah.
False hope again.
I wish I was at home. But no, I didn't watch it, but I watched the highlights, and I think, Nuno's not starting probably made a bigger difference. And Gakpo seemed to be okay. But yeah, I think it was a good win. I think if anything, it just restores a bit of confidence and pride. Obviously, unless City and Arsenal lose the next 2 games, that's the only scenario that we can win the league. But obviously, we give up on that.
I think now it's just about finishing, like you said, finishing well, isn't it?
Finishing well, end the season well, end it for Klopp. We got 3rd. No one's taking 3rd away from us. And just give Klopp a good farewell. Nothing much.
Elliot scored a banger. That was a sick goal.
Top corner.
Yeah,
top corner. So he's becoming a really good player. He's still very young, but let's see how he evolves. But he's been a really impact sub this season, and he's got not normal games.
One team not finishing well is Spurs. That's their 4th defeat in a row.
Yeah, so I think they're probably that's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no chance beating City.
Yeah,
no chance beating City.
So. But again, this is that manager effect, like same with De Zerbi. I know he's got injuries as well, but these guys have just tailed off, and obviously people touted them as the next Liverpool boss and big clubs, but you can't just do it for like 25 games. You got to do it for 38 games, which is a big old slog. It's,
There was this thing on Twitter showing Tottenham players celebrating, like lining up celebrating in week 6 as if they like won the trophy or something.
I know. It's so ridiculous. Like in the Christmas time, people were touting Spurs as title challengers, and everyone believed it. It's like everyone's delirious, and like I said, 25 games doesn't make a season. You've got to make the 38, and it's a long slog, and that's of course, obviously, that's why it's so hard. But it's just a hard thing to keep it consistent. And obviously, like Liverpool, we had a blip of 4 games, and we bloody lost it. It's like Arsenal did last year. But it only takes that small, like 3-4 game dip, and you're out of it. Really. So not much to say. Let's just finish on the high, and send Klopp off in a good way. But I guess happy for the win. Not really bothered about watching Liverpool anymore. But
it's true. There's nothing to play for. 3rd sold up, and then it's just
to play for.
It's just now watching United's meltdown, and then Arsenal and City's title race. That's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, 2-horse race. 2-horse race. Just to digress a bit, winning a league is really hard. Like, you have to perform 38 games. I don't know if you guys watch the snooker at all, but it's a similar sort of thing. To win the snooker championship, you have to win something like 150 frames,
Yeah.
or something like that ridiculous over 2 weeks, and it's just like, it's is it okay to perform for like a few games, but to consistently do it? And I think that's why the league is always going to be, in my opinion, rated highly than any other competition like Champions League. I know that's all the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah, of course.
But that's just like whoever does the best on the day, really. So I'm saying this because obviously we want Will to fail. But, I'll give him a bit of respect up to now. 36 out of 38 games. A bit of respect to now.
2 seasons in a row, by the way. So
2 seasons in a row.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm still hanging on. There's a little twist and turn on City's season.
We have to.
Well, there's 4 games. City's got, is it 3 or 4?
3
4 games, right?
Arsenal's got 2, no?
Yeah.
So we're just hanging on to dear life right now.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the goal difference doesn't seem like it's going to make much of an impact because they're quite close. I think they're 6 goals away.
6 goals. So 6 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's catch upable. They could, still bang a few teams in, but at the same time, you could increase it by about 9 against United. So you might be all right.
That's the hope. That's the dream. That's the dream, man. We got to see.
Which nicely leads on to predictions, right?
Predictions. Let's go.
Hey,
so
the
first set of games for us is that Sunday. Yeah,
spicy noodles this week. Yeah. Okay.
Times
United
2.
Times 2.
Times 2.
Oh, it
I
is
said
as
the
well.
petrol station across my road sells it now, so I'm
yeah,
right.
same. My newsagents does it too.
You know what I found? Times 2 is more easy to come by than the normal. Times 1.
Do you know what? Everyone doesn't buy the times 2, so it's always available.
So it's United versus Arsenal. United at home on the Sunday.
Go, you go first.
I'm expecting a 4-0
I think
to Arsenal. If Crystal Palace can do it, we can do it.
I'm just going to pretend and say United will win 3-2 or something like that. I don't even think it's believable, but just for the sake of it. 3-2 United. I put a hand on it.
We play better than Crystal Palace.
Yeah. But I know, but United brings their A game against the stronger teams. There's.
I don't think there's a game when Casemiro and Johnny Evans is sitting in defence. Are they ready to come back? Are your defenders ready to come back?
Maguire's out. I can't believe I'm quoting Maguire as if he's like, we're missing Maguire.
Your saviour.
Oh no, Maguire's out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they're out. It's mad. Like, yeah. But it most likely it will be those two again. So, okay, so being a United fan, I want to think 3-2. Realistically, I would say 4-0 is quite a good score. I originally was going to say 4-0. I probably won't even score with Arsenal's defence. So, yeah. 3-2 as a joke, 4-2 realistically.
Okay.
You got
Aston
2?
Villa. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know what Dave wants to say.
I want to say United win just to make it more interesting, but I can't see that. Like you better off just playing your kids at the back, right?
Yeah. Just play your kids. Just get them experience. They'll fight for it because they've got something to prove.
Yeah, exactly. I like to think United might do something because they do turn up for the big games, and is at Old Trafford.
And
Arsenal is that. Was it famous Pizzagate? What happened?
But we've been good away. I can't. No. You can't dismiss the form that we were on in terms of away games.
I'm gonna have to go with my head here. I'm gonna say. I'm going to say 5-0 Arsenal.
5-0 Arsenal.
I want it to be more, to be honest, but yeah, 4-0 sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm going 5.
We've got for Davis, Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Juicy game.
That's a good game.
Yeah, juicy game.
It is. Villa's gone off the ball a bit.
They're hot and cold. I mean, they've been winning a few games, but they got Europe, so I reckon, again, that tires them out. But they lost 1-0 just the other day against Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've got a tough game on Thursday, Europa League
Yeah.
conference. Yeah. I'm going back. I'm jumping back on the Liverpool train. 3-2.
Too little, too late.
Who's home
but,
away?
Villa home.
Aston Villa's at home.
2-1 Villa then.
Okay.
I still think Liverpool got that pedigree about them. A good send off for Klopp. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 for Liverpool. And then we've got one more, an additional game for United, which is
Newcastle.
Newcastle. United at home again, though.
4-1
Newcastle haven't been that great, though.
They've been putting it on when they want to. Isaac's on fire. 4-1 Newcastle, even though it's at home.
You're going against United?
Yeah, going against United. 4-1.
I don't think it would be that much.
I'm going to look at the odds.
3-1 Newcastle?
Not that much. It goes one goal below me.
It's not that much. 4's a bit too much. Right. Come on.
4 sounds too much. 3 sounds realistic, right?
Yeah, 3 sounds more realistic.
For me, I agree, Will. Not much. But this is a real not much. 1-0 Newcastle.
That's a bit more not much.
Look. Fantasy football.
Let's put some money on this week.
Oh yeah, we need to. Yeah, we need to.
It'd be funny how much we should be up if we put like £1 on every score.
Yeah, I reckon we'd be up, for sure. What
fantasy football? I'm done for. No, I'm done. I was hoping like I might have sneak a little gap between Dave, but nah, it's not happening. He got 90, I got 82. Just about the top now. Yeah, realistically, I think that Dan's got this.
He's got it.
You know, before he was like tailing about like on the outskirts of top 4, and now he's 42 points above Tricks.
Yeah.
How quickly things can change, I guess, right?
And he had the wrong captain as well.
Yeah, but Jackson banged it though.
He did all right.
Yeah, I mean, what a week! Like, what a week to kind of get that. I mean, Jackson was pants, but
yeah,
in the end, he's only 5 points behind Haaland.
I know.
So what? That's beautiful for him.
Yeah, it's just a shame. Yeah, because we knew Haaland was going to do that at some point. It's just a shame, Vinny.
What is it? Top 12. There's still a little fight for lobster table. Christine's at 12th.
Yeah.
And he got Wing and Long.
I'm still at risk, I think. I'm still at risk, you know?
Nah, what you on about, bro? You got a nice, 80-point lead between 3rd, 12th. And no way is everyone going to overtake you anyway.
Well, I've set up my team well enough for double game week.
Dave, you still got a chance for the top quarter half.
Yeah, I really messed up. So two things I did wrong was change my captain.
Yeah.
And it was on Haaland, but because I said Palmer on here, I thought I was doing the big bollocks, right? So I had to back up what I said. For Palmer. So fucking Captain Palmer. And then because I thought Spurs were going to do me, I've kept Munoz on the bench.
Yeah, so you can see your bench killed it. And you got a better turn as well.
I know.
Wow.
Otherwise, I would have. Obviously, fantasy football's all about what ifs, but I would have been literally 10 points behind Chris. So, yeah.
Still doable, 30 odd points.
Still doable. Double game week.
This double game week is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
double game. Who's your captains?
But what Will said,
I don't think I want to give mine away.
When you win 2 man matches.
Yeah. Got my entry back. At least my entry back £10. You know what I mean? So it's been a free game, but the lobster is different. But yeah, like I said, I remember I was flying at 5th, bro. I was 5th once upon a time, not too long ago, not even that long ago. So yeah,
captain, I'm going for Palmer.
Palmer again. There's actually a lot of good captain picks this week, isn't it? But I mean,
there's Haaland.
Haaland's 4 goals. I think a lot of people will go for that, but I don't know. Isaac Palmer's good.
I'm clinging on to the hope.
Yeah, they're playing Forest and they're playing out of form Brighton.
It has to be Palmer, I think. Like penalty
I know
taker.
Haaland is everyone's tempted because he scored 4, but then
Yeah.
that's
You
even
know,
And they're
more.
both away games.
if he didn't score the 4, he wouldn't be in the conversation anymore. You know what I mean? But now everyone's back on the Haaland train, you know? But yeah.
Isak's an interesting one as
Yeah,
well.
I want Isak. Brighton and United.
Choices,
we'll
man.
see.
Choices.
Our choice. I think Parma's the one for me.
Good stuff. Well, we're flying through today. 25 minutes.
Are we?
25th minute, yeah. Because tail end of the footballs.
Well, imagine if Arsenal weren't fighting for the league, we'd probably even talk less.
Probably would be.
All right, let's go. What have we got? We've got this some
Question time. Let's go, bro.
Okay. This one starts with Dear Sam got a soak. How long is it reasonable before you tell someone you love them without feeling too soon?
I don't know. Honestly, there shouldn't really be a.
There's no rule.
Well, there should be, to be fair. You can't just be like the next day.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. These things take time. Like, you need to understand it. I love you isn't just a phrase you can just dump out there either. Like, okay, maybe you feel it, but then you have to show it. You have to do things to know that you are in love with that person instead of just saying it anyway. So you need to just do things rather than say it. Just do things to show that you love that person.
So,
in my opinion,
what's the quickest you guys have said you love you to someone? And vice versa, what's the quickest you've received it from someone? If you don't remember.
Everyone says it to me all the time. I just have to like punch it up. For me, to someone else, I would say around 5 months.
Yeah.
Around 5 months. Then, because for me, I need to feel it. I'm a quite emotional person, so I need to feel it in myself, and I need to do things. And if I feel like I'm doing things that aren't normal, like what I normally do for interaction, then it'll be like, oh shit, I think I'm probably in love with this person. But then I have to feel it out and see how long that lasts as well.
I think 6 months sounds about reasonable. Anything before that just sounds just saying it for the sake of saying it. Because how much can you really know before 6 months, right? I think 6 months is a good barometer. You get what I mean? It's not a year be way too long, right? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Where 6 months you kind of would have seen them, you kind of know, and then if you're ready, you're ready, you're ready. Dave, have you ever had someone?
I think January 4 to 6.
Yeah.
What I'd say. You know, I think
in most of cases, would you rather be the person who says it first or wait for them to say it first? So you lot when we're cool, or
I don't know.
Dave,
someone said it to me once, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be dating for I can't remember, maybe 3 months, and then when I dropped her off, she said, "I love you," right? And it took me so much by surprise. I didn't even say it back.
Yeah.
He stepped on the accelerator bar. See you later, mate.
Yeah, and then it took it took a while for me to process. Obviously, that sort of thing, and then obviously I spoke to her afterwards, and just when I got home, and just said, "Oh yeah, I said just it took me by surprise."
Yeah.
She must have felt shit after that, man. She must have felt shit. But then that's the thing, you don't prepare for that shit. When it happens, it happens, and you kind of I kind of get it. Because I'd be taken by surprise especially if I'm still working out. If I still if I'm really want to be with this person as well. It does take time to kind of
I think generally 4 to 6, even like. And but anything over like a year, like Bo said, that's like, she's probably waiting for that.
Mm.
She ain't gonna wait to.
Unlike other things, like obviously proposals, you would say it's a guy thing doing it, and I don't know other things. or I don't know, paying bill, guys doing it. The I love you bit, there's no role dominant, is it? It could be either, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the one things that is quite evenly
It's a
split.
scary thing. I think it's quite a scary thing to kind of.
It means you've acknowledged it's serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big moment. Like I said, even if you're saying it, it's a big moment because you have to choose wisely, and then you make it a thing, isn't it? I don't know.
What would you do though if that was the first time? Let's just say, for example, so that girl to you, Dave, just said it as she was getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Would you want it to be a big thing? Like, would you want to be at a restaurant or whatever, or
No.
like you've gone somewhere, or what? How would you want to do it? Would you have prepared for it? Would you want to, or is it just in the moment you're chatting, you're in the deep talk or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things that in the moment, like if someone's preparing for like a week or two to say that, then why not just say it rather than wait? Is my opinion. I think these, it could be that we're walking and then she says it. That'd be very nice anyway, rather than like preparing, like going out for dinner and waiting for a bbig moment or special moment to say it, because that in itself is a special moment. So that's me. That's how I prefer it.
Surely the
big man.
asking for a friend, but surely the best time to kind of hear it, the easiest times after a bit of, hanky panky, and then it's just thrown out there, and then it's easily to set it back. Like you finish the deed.
I think that's the wrong time. I
Let's see at the
honestly
moment
think that's the
time,
wrong time.
Let's see at the
I
moment
think that's
time.
the wrong time to say it.
100%,
For sure.
100% the wrong time, because I just want to roll over and fall asleep.
No more energy after, right? What about you, Vaughn? What about you? What's your
I've said
quickest, like, for you to say it and for you to receive
I
it?
think I've been in a couple of situations where I feel like I want to say it like quite early, but then in my head I know it's too early. Like I don't know, I'm one of those ones who wants to throw it out there.
No.
Yeah, I'm one of those who wants to throw it quite early, right? Like be like I might as well get not over and done with. But if I'm with someone, I'm already quite in my head. I'm already quite committed. If I'm with them, I already know I think it's gonna go somewhere. Do you get me? And so, like I said, remember we had this chat about where you go, like, can you fall in love with someone before all of that? And I was like, yeah, because you kind of know where it's going already.
Okay.
You're going to already envision your life with them. So if I actually don't love them yet, I wouldn't be going on 10 dates and all of that together. So by the time I'm doing like 5, 6, 7, 8 dates, in my head, I'm going to be in love with this person already. Do you get me? I am in love. Does that make sense? But I remember in my head thinking, I can't throw it out too soon. Let's just play it cool, and give it time, let it manifest. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker of.
I don't know. I do get that, because obviously you catch feelings.
Yeah.
And you probably do love them, but saying it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already kind of falling in love with them for me to even show that commitment of even 3 months. You get what I mean? Even 1 month, 2 months, that kind of thing.
But there's a thing that's it's falling in love with the idea of falling in love.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of disputing here, because love, like saying I love you, when I see the younger people say it, it's almost like thrown around because of the idea of being in love. The thing about that is, yeah, we might be very infatuated with this person, and we're focusing on this person so much, and that's why we feel like it is that. But I do feel like it's more than just those 3 words. It's definitely actions, and what you're willing to do for that person is what that love is, that I've found. Like, I felt like I was in love before, but when I reflect back on, all the things that we've done, what I've done, I just feel like it's not real love. Do you know what I mean?
You use like a tick box love as opposed to deep down in your soul.
Deep down, like I need to do certain things. How do I make sure that this person's life is a lot easier than what it is now. What can I do to contribute and make something for her, for example, to have an easier life? I mean, I have done that in element, during the process of my marriage. That has been that, but yeah, there seems to be a kind of confusion, I feel, sometimes when people say "I love you." It just I don't know. It's just to say for endearment or whatever. But do you really love them? Like, would you die for them?
I'll die for
That's
my
a bit
kid.
deep, isn't it? Well, that's real love. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's real love.
Yeah,
that is real love.
No, I'll tell you what. I would die. Whatever. I'm getting old. He's younger than me. It's worth me dying first. So, yeah. You know, I don't know. What's your longest relationship? But do you find when you're in a longer relationship, do you say "I love you" less to the person, or is it quite a natural? Dave, you're still in honeymoon period, so I'm guessing you say "I love you" morning and night, all the time.
Yeah.
That was a question, Dave.
Well, no, yeah, I do. But
I think Dave's calculating. Do you still say it as often in the earlier relationship, right?
Still do, but I guess you don't. That's why you're saying it.
I was gonna say I guess I don't. It's true. Like I'm coming to 10 years, but I'm trying to think circumstances. Not because I don't know, but it changes because you're living together. I think, back then when you don't live with her, you always phone "I love you" in text messages. Whereas now, I mean, that's a crap excuse actually because I see that every day. I can still say "I love you," right? But I say in text messages, one fair enough. I think you that does come across more. In person,
Okay, to make it easier, when was the last time you said it?
Put me on the spot, but I'm gonna go up. After this, I'm gonna go up and tell her I love her. It's been a good reminder.
Politician, man. Fucking politician.
Because now actually thinking about it, I'm thinking, man, has it been a while? I don't know. It could have been a while. So maybe I need to renew that again.
But maybe she knows that you do because of the actions that you provide.
Things
like looking after her, like having your time with Harvey and making sure that she's got her own time. That is love. That is definitely love.
Whilst they're being so stereotypical, and the girls are going to hate me on this, girls actually like hearing it. Not just.
I think as much as guys, though. I think. I'm going to say
guys.
Yeah, guys, come down right now. I love you, bro. Thank you. I love you too.
Gives that little spark, innit? That little spark.
Need just a little something, So.
Whoa, what a great question that was.
Okay. Anyway, right. Simple but great question.
Before we'll all forget, let's do that for partners.
Yeah, right. Will, good luck. Will, choose one. Choose one to say it to later, okay?
I will. I have someone in mind. Yeah.
Okay. And then I think the next two questions it might be similar, but I'll try to ask them separately anyway. But it says, "What was your upbringing like, and do you feel any changes now that you've grown up?" I've read it word for word, but I think it might be like, "Do you feel? Would you make any changes now that you've grown up?" I think, yeah. So, what was your upbringing like? Would you make any changes now that you've grown up, or kind of, you wish you made any changes?
I think I had a lot of tough love, when I was growing up. Very rigid in terms of rules in the household and having to stick with it. And I think as a kid, I was very... I'd listen to all the teachers. Anyone in some sort of authoritative figure, I would always listen to them. Like, when back in the days when you're playing outside and a neighbor would come out and be like, "Oi, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and you run back home or wherever, a bit scared. These days it don't happen. They'd be like, "Fuck you, mate." Pull out a fucking knife or something. I don't know. Like in my younger days, I was very rigid. I was very naive, I think, to everything. Even though growing up in the rough area, I was kind of street smart. But then I was always, because I knew that there was either danger or whatever, or it felt like it would have been, then I'd always like run home or whatever and and be. I learnt this word in Chinese dramas, filial, which is in Cantonese, guai. This is guai
Right.
zai.
Yeah.
But it just basically means like you just adhere to your rules and regulations and respect your parents and whatever. So it's always been like that. It's not that I don't respect my parents, but for like now growing up, looking at it, looking back, I just feel like there was a lot of things that I could have made my own decisions around to have not freedom, but just live the world as it should have been, rather than being like cotton wrapped. Is it wrapped in cotton wool most of the time with it covering my eyes and everything? So my idea of the world isn't what it is when I was a kid till it is now, where it's definitely a lot more cynical, definitely a lot more to learn. I feel like I was protected away from that a lot. Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, I think. What was the question? What was it like growing up?
The general question: What was your upbringing like?
I was not bringing like so.
What was your upbringing like? We can start on there, and then
Yeah,
do you wish things were different slightly?
I think
Or
I think I had a mixed upbringing in terms of there were good and bad bits. Yeah. So I'm just thinking back.
well, you think I'll tick off mine then. I mean, I think my upbringing was pretty good. Big family, like me and a brother and two sisters. I'm the youngest of four. Parents work takeaway. So not. I mean, I think we touched upon these earlier. Not overly disciplined. They kind of let us do what we wanted. The age gap between myself and my siblings is quite big. They're like 10, 8, and 5 years above me, kind of thing. So I kind of bounced off them loads. Like they borderline looked after me. So a lot of my kind of traits and all my fun and games and all that comes from them. They taught me a lot as opposed to my parents looked good after me. But I think everything was really good. Like they provided with ourselves, we had a takeaway, so we weren't rich by any means, but there was money around, so we did. And then I'm thinking about now, like now I have Harvey. I take him to all these things like theme parks and fun fairs, and we're booking that, and I'm be like, and they cost a lot of money. You know, I mean, like you go to watch a show, it's like £30 here. That's like £100 family. I'm thinking, wow, how did my parents afford to take them and all their kids? And it makes me think, oh, obviously things were slightly cheaper then, but then if things were cheaper then, obviously money means is hard as well. Now we've got a lot more disposable cash. I really appreciate that on goal because I when we were younger, we went everywhere. We used to go to Chenton all the time. We used to go like fun fair all the time. They're around, and like now Zippo Circus is around, and we always went. And so these are all these childhood memories I remember, and I just thinking they must have like spent as much money as we're spending now because the money wise is kind of relative, isn't it? But then I also think like even more like kudos to them in the sense that because they're here in not a foreign country because now they live here by now. But now we get around and we know the language with internet, book this, book that. They like barely can speak English, barely can like booking weren't a thing, but they still. And now we want to go somewhere like I need to go Kent Life or whatnot or Diggerland, you just chuck it in the sat nav and it takes you there. You get what I mean? Back in their days, they're on the map and then they're like following signs and navigating. So you've got to appreciate the effort that they've gone to provide for their kids. You know what I mean? They're like, right, guys, we're going to Alton Towers. And Alton Towers is like 3-4 hour drive. You get what I mean? It's a 3-4 hour drive. Checking that map and you miss a turn in and all of these things. It's a different world. I mean, I know we cope with it. And everything changes. You just kind of deal with what needed to be done there. But I do think the effort they did to make sure all the kids had fun is you got to look back with good memories. And even more silly stuff as well, like ice cream vans. You get what I mean? They must have been. I know that again. I keep saying they must have been cheaper then, but still, you're buying like an ice cream van. Come like, oh, I want ice cream, and you got 4 kids. You get what I mean? And they give you like £10. And then £10, even like £10 now, it hurts a bit. You know what I mean? So £10 back then must have really stung. Do you get what I mean? It's like, go buy some ice cream. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change much. And I think a lot of what my childhood was like has now resonated how I almost want my childhood for my kids to be like really family orientated, going out, have fun, meeting lots of people and then seeing lots of friends and doing lots of things. So, yeah. That's me. I think, and I think I think it comes across as my personality. Like, well, and I link it from my childhood to what's led me to be how I am, I think. And in terms of, being quite outgoing, having fun, and always, meeting friends and linking and all of that. So I wouldn't change much. Actually, I wouldn't change much. And I started off with my parents being quite undisciplined with me, which I like, but maybe I would have liked a bit more discipline as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I can see it as a pro, as is a good thing. That's why but I can also see how we were kind of let loose in a sense of doing what we want and not much structure. Like, I used to sleep whenever I wanted, and now that's led to, in my adult life, sleeping at stupid o'clock. Whereas I think if the parents kind of direct you a bit more, it would have instilled in me a bit more how important. Does that make sense? Like bedtime structure and all that. And
just
we
like
never had all that.
building habits around.
Yeah. We were.
It's like my mum always. It was a must that we made our beds, in the morning, because like she'd always say, like, you make your bed, that means you at least done something right for the day. So it sets you off on a good kind of path for the day, even though you've woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or whatever, or you feel a bit crappy in the morning.
Yeah.
But when you come home and you come to the bed, it's like it's all made, and it just feels comfortable to get into a made bed.
No, see, something like what you just said, like that, is what I would probably. It's such a minor thing, but probably wish. Then maybe I do wish that would have been installed in me. But at the same time, I'm thinking, when I'm younger, of course I don't want it installed in me, because that's like, I don't want to do a chore. So I'm saying it's a good thing in the sense that I know, when I was younger I didn't have to do it. I'd be like loving life. But then again, if you ask me what's changing, maybe that would have been a nice small change. You get what I mean? If I didn't have that little more structured regiment of I don't know, life skill, but discipline, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's all these small things you can pick off that I think you can improve on. But like I said, always pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, I think discipline is a good one, because it's a hard line to cross, and that's fine. As you said, I remember good memories but also bad memories. As you know, my dad worked away in London, so he wasn't around a lot. There was just my mum around, and I think was she overly strict? I think sometimes she was. We used to. She used to obviously hit us. But I think that was more acceptable in our era, when we were naughty.
I think we all have been hit, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't. See, here's the whole thing. I said I was.
What?
Yeah, I was never.
You?
I say I wasn't because I was a good kid, but
you're lying, man.
But I've never been. But my siblings did. I don't know why I never got it. Honestly,
Youngest.
Tony Chet always say maybe I weren't that unruly, but
were you the youngest though?
I'm the youngest. Yeah, like I said.
Oh, that's why. That's why then.
Yeah, they all got hit, but I think they stopped getting hit a bit more. I don't know. I don't know if it's because we came in
when your elders get to like 16 or whatever, they start to kind of tail off, and then it's like a domino effect. It's like, for me, I got hit all the time. Like,
up until what age?
I was naughty. Up until 16, my dad said, "Look, you're 16 now. You're a young man."
Yeah.
He goes, "You're a young man. I shouldn't be coming up to you and smacking you because you're doing something wrong. You should know this by now."
Yeah.
And I think that was even worse than getting hit, because if I had done something wrong at past that age where he wasn't looking to like discipline me physically, I'd look at him and I'd see the sorrow in his eyes, and I'll be like, I fucked up, man. I fucked up.
I think 16 is quite old today. What age do you keep getting hit up until then?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's quite late in life.
That's how, because I got to say, I never got hit. I mean, my siblings did get hit, but my dad would have stopped hitting them when they were probably like, if I'm 4, then like 11, 12, 13 kind of thing.
Early teens, but more noticeable when I got bigger.
And
then taller, and then obviously my mum stuff. So early teens, I would say. That's maybe 12, 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's about right. My dad stopped hitting my siblings at that age. Yeah. So when they're when they're like 10, 11, 12, I'm like 5, 6, 7. But yeah, I never, unless I got hit so bad, guys, and I've forgotten about it. That's another possibility. But no, honestly, I never did.
So, never did. Yeah, so let me get the bad things out of the way first, obviously. Yeah, so I think like my mum was heavy discipline. Not only hit us, we had this room in the living room, like a
What? God, sorry, carry on. Got chains and balls on there.
You know, when he said that as a real, I did feel like it could be like punishment dungeon or something.
Well, it was quite similar. So basically, it was a room. It was like it wasn't like a room under the stairs, but it was like that sort of room. So like just store stuff, and it never had a light, but it had a lock. And then my mum would throw us in there if we've been naughty, and to leave us in the dark for like half an hour, something like that. And I remember, crying my eyes out every time I got thrown in there because it's fucking pitch black, right? And you're
lonely as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like scary stuff. So yeah, and I think that's probably that's probably the bad side of the upbringing is that. But then obviously there's a flip side to that. It's the good stuff, and you know, it's difficult for them because they move over here first time, not like they says don't understand the word of English. But you know what we used to do regularly was obviously go dim sum on a Saturday, and if we didn't go dim sum, we used to go to British Home Stores. I don't know. A lot of people won't know what that is.
BHS, yeah.
BHS. Yeah. And they used to have a restaurant on the top floor. And Mum would take us there, and I would get a paper plate because obviously I'm young, and I used to have sausage, beans, and chips on a paper plate. And then we go to John Lewis, the toy floor. So back in the day, they used to display all the toys. So all the little kids would just go to the top floor and just play with them. And just take us there, and then we get to choose a toy to buy. So those are so in that respect, then I really appreciate that, and I think that's nice upbringing to have. Is that you get to do stuff as a family. But that just reminded me of something else, actually. So it happened more than once. So we used to take pack lunches into school. This is another sad story. This is like on the same level as Candle.
Go on.
Let me sit down.
So we used to take pack lunches to school, and then I think it happened 2 or 3 times where we obviously usually on a Sunday, we all the bread's gone and there's no sandwich fillers. So Mum will say, "Oh, don't no, I'll come to school and drop off your packed lunches, and don't worry about it." So obviously we go to school without packed lunch, and then on the hope that when we're queuing up to go in for lunch, that is on the side waiting for me. So I think the first time it did, and then one time it didn't. And obviously, what do you do? So you're queuing up, there's no packed lunches, so you tell the dinner lady, and then this one time told the dinner lady, and then she was really good. She went to the kitchen and asked the kitchen to make me and my brother something for lunch. So I remember what it was. It was fish fingers and salad.
Wow, you remember that shit.
I remember it, yeah. I remember these things. Goodness. Yeah. And obviously we were quite upset that we didn't have a lunch, but then they sorted it out for us. So damn. I remember the thing that they say, "Oh, when you go up to the kitchen ladies and the cook, say, don't forget to say thank you."
You and your brother's like the Asian Oliver Twist, then, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. And that happened a couple of times. And I'd like to say there was a happy ending all the time, but it wasn't. That's the only time that the kitchen made us something.
Really?
So when you say happened a couple of times, your mum keep forgetting to bring the lunches, or is that what it is?
I like to think she forgot, or she was still sleeping or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Likelihood she was still asleep,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's obviously very sad, when you queue up and you're hungry and there's no packed lunch, even though she said she'd bring it in. Is that disappointment? And it's not a nice feeling, and then you have nothing to eat.
You're making me feel so shit because my mum, was in secondary. I must have been like year 7, 8, and she'd make packed lunches for me and my sisters to bring to school. But then she'll always give us like £2 every day, and that's a lot of money back in those days. But it's like a little bit of like lunch money as well. So we had a packed lunch maybe for like earlier or later in the day, and then we have a lunch money as well. But I'd always go and spend. It used to be cheap in the chicken shops near my secondary school, like £1.20 for chicken and chips. So I'd always used to go there and I'll scab some money off my other friend, another 20p from somewhere, and then we'll get it after school as well. So I've still got this packed lunch, still like sandwiches. It was like what's that called? Pate.
Corned beef.
She used to spread pate. I fucking hated that shit, man. I hated that. And it would be like in toast as well. So by the time you get it to lunchtime, it's all like freaking soggy and that. So that's not appetizing. It's not. So anyway, there's one day when I'm coming back from school, and I remembered, I've still got this dirty sandwich still in my bag. So I was walking back home and I dashed it to the side of the road. I didn't even think to put it in a bin. So I'm at home and my mum's come home and she's like in distress and she's kind of like, I see her kind of like crying. I'm like, Mum, what's wrong? And she's like, I spend so much effort in the mornings making you sandwiches. And then as soon as she says that, I was like, how did she know that?
She found it on the road.
Yeah, literally picked it up from the road because it's like in these special plastic sandwich bags, and it's only that the Asian lot has like buys for the thing. So she's seen that dash on the road and she's brought it back. He goes, William, what is this? And there's a fucking fat sandwich, and I can't tell you how bad I felt that day. But yeah, that I never threw food away ever again because she was talking about obviously like we've talked about it before. My parents came over as refugees to the country, and they had no food. And then there's me, this little 11-year-old, dashing food like as it was nothing. And had the whole story kind of. Yeah, that day was a bad day when my dad come home. That's for sure.
What's crazy about all these things that you think back, like the period from when you're 4 to all the way up to 11 or 12, it has such a big impact on you. You remember all these small fragments of stories, and it plays like character builds you. Do you know what I mean? And you'll never forget. And that's why it's like now as people are becoming parents, when they're doing so much more to try provide and make sure they're happy. Sometimes overly so when you get too soft parent, but that's another topic.
But those childhood experiences, and obviously I wouldn't want to wish that on my kids.
And that's why your 3 kids are always fed 3 times a day, right, Dave?
Twice a day, morning and
twice
evening.
A day. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, we'll do a quick last question. It should be, I think the answer will be universal, but it says something like, "Dearest 3 uncles, your friend is about to get married, but you find out on the morning of the wedding their bride has been having an affair with one of the best men. What would you do?"
I can call it off.
You said this answer was universal.
It should be universal. What would you do? Would you not like? You're gonna actually
call it up
in my head. Do you not stop the wedding, or but actually it's not universal, is it? Would you go and stop the wedding, or do you let it go through, or
you can't
are you the best man? Are you the best man that the wife is having an affair with? Then
I let it carry on.
Oh my God.
I'm joking.
That's is it a tough question? It shouldn't be, because morally everyone would say you should go and tell your best friend.
Yeah.
Morally.
Yeah.
But there's also things, it's not politics, but then it's tough, man. I don't know if it's that big day.
Nah, you have to. I don't think there's any alternative that works out. You have to tell, even though it's the worst thing in the world, like on a wedding day, to find out this, you can't let the wedding go ahead.
Can you imagine if it did? Can you imagine? So if you didn't let the wedding go ahead, it'd be like proper like
You're
so
the prick,
drama.
mate. Everyone will remember you for this.
Yeah.
No, everyone will remember the best man and the
Yeah,
Right.
they'll remember that, but then you'll remember that for the rest of your life. That's like a nightmare. That's a living nightmare for me.
yeah. Well, the worst thing is for let the wedding to go ahead. Everyone like happiest day in their life, and then they find out later. And not only that, they find out later that you knew.
Yeah.
There's different ways to spin it, right? There's different ways to spin
Okay,
it.
well,
Yeah, that would be bad.
On what condition would you let the wedding go ahead? Like, on what grounds could you let the wedding go ahead?
I think Will's already leaning on that he'll let the wedding go ahead.
I'll let it.
Mostly,
For me,
For what reason? Why would you do that?
Well, the way
I feel like this is me coming out of divorce as well. I feel like everyone has their demons. I really do feel like even the good people have their own demons as well. No matter how good you are, you have your own things. No one is to the principles. Everyone has principle, but not everyone sticks to it word for word or letter by letter. I don't feel that is right. Things happen for a certain reason. Obviously, if they continue, if you find out again that it all continues, then that there must be something wrong there, and you got to pull up the best man, whoever it was, and you say, "What the fuck you doing? Like, these guys are going to spend the rest of their lives together, and you're still fucking around. What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" So you got to I would pull up the best man out of all people, because he should know a little bit better.
What?
Even though it's the bride's fault as well.
Yeah, it's a fair enough point, because you're almost saying like the wedding can actually still go ahead, and then we work around that obstacle afterwards, right? Because then they might have still wanted that wedding, and then they come up that news, and then they deal with it afterwards. They either part ways, or we tackle it then. But they might be like, "Yeah, don't worry, we're going to work through it." Get me? Whereas if you kind of bring it out on that wedding day and then f all that up, that's a whole different kettle of fish. Do you know what I mean? So I'm almost like,
I get it to some extent, but this is the best man we're talking about. This ain't some bloody guy from work who's not even at the wedding, right? This is the guy standing next to the groom.
It's definitely
does it make a difference?
I'm saying that our moral compass would definitely say you tell him.
Yeah.
But let's say that happens. You're best friends with this best man. You're best friends with everyone, really. Yeah. Are you on that day gonna do that? I really don't think you're gonna do that, because I wouldn't.
I'm starting to lean on Will's side. It's true. I think I would just sit there with the knowledge and then let it go on, and like I said, deal with it afterwards. I'm starting to lean on that. And like I said, the wedding's been paid for anyway. You might as well enjoy it, right? Do you know what I mean?
I know that.
What if you were the groom?
Why are you doing this stuff for, Dave? If I was the groom.
The thing is, what do they call it? Unknowing is a beauty in itself, because
Ignorance
if you
is
don't
bliss.
know, you won't care.
That's just very true. So Dave, that's right. With that info, right? If I was the groom, again, I might want it to play out, as in the wedding play out, and then have the best day of your life and enjoy without that knowledge. And I remember the wedding's gone on. So at that moment in time, it's still going to be the happiest day of my life. That kind of thing.
You've already paid for all this shit.
Yeah, yeah. I've not let down my family. I've not let down all my friends. Not wasted all their time coming here. We're gonna have that ceremony, and then the news can come out. And then if you think about it, if you tell me on my wedding day and that shit happens, that's ruined the whole day. Everything's blown up, and everyone needs to know that 100 guests is gonna be like, "Oh, what's happening?" Yeah. Everyone needs to go home. Everyone, what a waste of wedding. Oh my god, come gossip. You
Yeah.
let the wedding play out, and then the news breaks. Then the information will come out in little pockets, and
The
then
impact wouldn't be as harsh
yeah,
as it would be if it was on the day.
bombshell on the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you can strategically afterwards with them, and then plan how the information comes out, what you need to do, and whatnot. But I think the devastation between having that all your friends and family at the wedding, and then you call it off or whatnot, or all of that, yeah, or you super, yeah, it'd be too much, I think. So
Very impacting. Yeah.
so Dave, if anything ever happens at my wedding, yeah, don't tell me.
I'm telling you, I would never be the best man if they, going by this statement here, I would never be that best man because my moral compass wouldn't take me to that level. But
Your moral compass would let the wedding happen.
But my moral compass would. No, my moral compass would say no, you shouldn't let this happen. But me thinking about the impact it would, how it would affect people, is definitely like something
No,
I'd be like, look, I need to hold that.
I do get some of that, but the fact that I don't know, you the wedding's happened. Like you say, you do your vows, you do all that shit, but all that's like a masquerade. Because likelihood is, I don't know. Obviously, this might be another question. Likelihood is, like, would you stay with them?
It's how strong these two individuals are. Like from learning from my experience and how everything's gone on with mine, it really does depend on how strong these two people are and how willing they are wanting to be together. There must have been some form of not miscommunication, but there must be something in that relationship that made her or him want to do that certain thing, and that reason of why that happened is a shit reason to go and cheat. But there must have been a reason, so that reason must be fixed. There must be somewhere where that started from. That's why from my perspective, I understand more why people cheat in their marriage. I understand that a bit more because of my own personal experience. Not that either me or Emma cheated on each other. That didn't happen. But I can understand it from a perspective. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's the thing that you should do. But I think there's always that one thing where I'm just kind of like, I get it. I kind of get it. It's not right, but I get why that is done. There must be some things right other than cheating, like in life itself. Maybe a decision at work came about. They promoted someone shitter than you, but then you can get why they got promoted, but it's still not right to you, right? It's not similar, but it's along those lines, right? There's always going to be decisions where you don't think is right, but there's a reasoning behind certain things that's done in this day and age, in my opinion.
Okay. Anything to add?
No.
All right. Well,
Well, on that note, let's get a round of applause for everyone that's been listening in and
our magic
coming into it. We've hit that 50. Thank you so much, everyone. That's been amazing, and we're trying to improve as we go along. If you've got suggestions or you've got questions, pop it down in the comments section. More than happy with that. Like it because it helps with the algorithm. And yeah, we will see you on the next one.
See you next time. Remember to tell your loved one you love them tonight, okay?
Yeah.
Or tomorrow morning. Yeah.